Right now at 4, the search for the man who shot and killed a 7-year-old girl as she rode in a car with her mother and sisters. We're awaiting a news conference by Harris County Sheriff Ed Gonzalez seeking information to help find her killer. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Lauren Freeman.
And I'm Brandon Walker. And this afternoon for Keith Garvin. This afternoon we are learning the victim, Jazmine Barnes, was a second grader at Monaghan Elementary, and that's within Sheldon ISD. She died in a drive-by shooting Sunday morning. Investigators say Jazmine was riding in a car with her family on the East Beltway feeder at Wallsville when a truck pulled up and someone inside that truck started shooting. Investigator Bill Spencer is live at the sheriff's office where that news conference will take place any moment now. Bill?
Yes, we're waiting for the sheriff to walk into the room any moment now. Again, the tragedy here, this 7-year-old girl, Jazmine Barnes, shot to death, pronounced dead on the scene of this drive-by shooting. It all happened early Sunday morning. We were able to speak with her mom at the hospital, who told us that she was driving down the road, taking her girls, 4 of them, ages 6 to 15 years old, taking her daughters to get some coffee, she said, when all of a sudden a vehicle, she heard shots coming from behind her car. She heard glass breaking. She felt a gunshot to her arm and said this truck continued to pass her, and it got in front of her, continued to keep firing. She eventually pulled over, and she realized that her 7-year-old daughter, Jazmine Barnes, had been shot to death. We are waiting at a press conference again. It should happen any minute now. As far as the suspect goes, very little information on him. All we know is that he is a 40-year-old white male, perhaps with a beard. He was wearing a hoodie and driving a red pickup truck. Again, we're awaiting new information on this case in just a few minutes. Reporting live, Bill Spencer, KPRC, Channel 2 News.
And Bill, we'll get to that press conference as soon as it begins, sir. Thank you.
And she was leaned against the door, and she was not moving. She was not breathing. I knew then that she was gone. I told my oldest to call 911. And I told my second to my oldest to Google a hospital because I was going to try to make it to the hospital. I started driving again. We made a U-turn on the Beltway. I got on the Beltway because my baby said the hospital was only 7 minutes away. I made it 3 minutes from the hospital before I had to pull over because he must have shot out my tire. My tire was flat. And I didn't want to flip the car, put any of us in more danger that we was already in. We pulled over on the median, and my 2 oldest got out and started flagging and screaming for help, and cars were just passing us by. Nobody would stop for us at first. And finally a black male pulled over, and he was like, "What's going on? Are y'all okay?" And she was like, "No, my mother's shot, my sister's shot. Can you please help us? Can you get us to the hospital?" And he was like, "No, I don't want to move anybody. I'll call 911. So he immediately got on the phone and was, giving the exit and everything where we was and everything, because we really didn't. I was passing out and everything. I couldn't even really give description of where we was at the time because I was losing so much blood and I was in so much pain.
I wanted to have breakfast.
Yes.
And LaPortia, we thought you all had made it to the store.
No.
And yesterday the sheriff says y'all didn't even make it.
We didn't even make it.
What happened there on the front of the door? Like, play for me what happened, because you passed the Walmart where the shots were fired.
Yes, we were going. They just built a Joe V's down the street from the Walmart. And I only usually shop at Walmart when I go get toys and things like that. And the Joe V's is more, bundles of food. So I have a large family. And I was just going to get coffee, and they sell the big things of coffee Folgers that my 87-year-old uncle loves, So we was going to the Joe V's to get that so we could have coffee with our breakfast that morning. My mom was at home making breakfast. She stayed an hour and a half away from us. We had went and got her Friday, brought her down, and everybody was going to meet up at our house for Sunday dinner. We didn't even get to eat Sunday dinner with my family. I always get in the car, and the first thing we do is hook the aux cord up to the phone and jam music. That's something me and my girls love. We love to listen to music. And at the time, I had just turned down the radio, and I had looked over to my 14-year-old, and I was like, "Did we pass up the Joe V's?" And she was like, "Mama, I don't think so," And I was like, "Well, there go the Walmart right there. And I was like, oh, there's the Walmart. I say, so Joe V's is going to be the light after the Walmart. As soon as I said that, we turned back up the music, the light turned green, and we drove off. Then I heard the shots fired.
Transpired.
I replayed this moment in my head over 1 million times to see, did I cut this man off? Did I make a wrong turn in front of him? Did I stop him from getting out of the Walmart for whatever he was doing? Did I do anything wrong to cause this man to fire shots in my car? And I didn't. I didn't do anything. I didn't make a wrong turn. I didn't get over in his lane. I didn't do none of that. He fired off at us for no reason. None. We left the house about 6:30. About 6:30. We left the house. We stayed probably about 15 minutes from the Joe V's. So we were driving for approximately probably about 10 minutes when we made it to the Walmart before this happened. So it was like, you know, and I'm scared to drive in the rain, so I don't do no speeding. I make sure I check everything. You know, I make sure everybody's in their seatbelts. I make sure everybody is. And I tell my baby all the time, she has a habit of sitting up and looking out the window. And I tell her all the time, baby, sit back. Sit back, don't look out the window. You know, sit back. You can't be up. You're going to get us pulled over. If I get pulled over, you're going to jail, not me. You know, I tell her that all the time. And she's always looking and smiling out the window. She's always in the window. All I know is one is trying to be strong for the other. We all try to be strong for the next person. One don't want to cry because they don't want the next to cry. And then everybody saying it's okay to cry. We all here. But it's like, we haven't even got to bury her yet. I have to get up out of the hospital. My blood pressure is so high that I can't even leave the hospital because I'm under so much stress about my baby. I haven't even seen her yet. Her father hasn't seen her yet. Like, we're not even prepared to even look at our child. He told me today that he didn't even want to go see her because he wanted to remember her as she was, not as what this man left us. He left us a corpse. We no longer have a joyful 7-year-old running around, bossing us around, telling us what to do. You know, she was so much fun, man. She was so much fun. And she was, you know, the third. So we was all always on Jazmine to do the right thing. The teachers love her. Everybody loved Jazmine. She brought so much joy and happiness to everybody around her. When she walked in the room, Jazmine is going to kiss and hug everybody, even if she didn't know you. She was showing you love.